Sir, with regard to this bill, first I must congratulate the Honorable Finance Minister with regard to the introducing these bills and also her appropriation is concerned. Before considering that, why I congratulate the Honorable Finance Minister. Andhra Pradesh is also a part of our country. So I requested the Honorable Finance Minister to take the issues to be raised by me in due course, because the appropriation, the consolidated fund must pay some funds to be allocated to the state of Andhra Pradesh. Because in the year 2014, the Andhra Pradesh has been bifurcated into Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. The residuary state of Andhra Pradesh has been suffering it with deficit burdened with financial constraints. Despite of it, the present government came to power on the assurance given to the public that if you given 25 Lok Sabha seats, we will get special status, then only the Andhra Pradesh will get employment and other things. Unfortunately, they have forgotten everything. So they did not make any demand for that also. Even despite of 22 seats, they got it. But unfortunately, the central government has taken a stand that the 14th Finance Commission did not recommend for the special status. The union government refused to give it to AP. Now the 15th Finance Commission reduced the tax share from 4.3% to 4%. It has double whammy on AP. So additional grants may kindly be given to AP, Andhra Pradesh. Secondly, DPR for Polavaram and the project cost yet to be approved by the Finance Minister. Jalashakti Ministry says that it is with the Finance Minister. Secondly, the revised cost estimates 55,650 crores of the Technical Advisory Committee may kindly be approved and complete the project before 2022 deadline. Unfortunately, the present government, on the ground of reverse tendering, the Polavaram project kept aside and halted for some time. They did not commence the construction earlier. Now recently it has commenced. It has a slow progress. But it will not reach the needs of the public if the government is like adopting, because of the attitude of the present government. The central government is also not taking much care with regard to the allocating funds. Now there is a proposal from the central government to reduce the project, to reduce the allocations, though it declared as a national project in the as per the AP Reorganization Act. Thirdly, there is no mention about the allocation of AIIMS Mangalagiri in the budget 21-22. You have given a lot of thrust on wealth and wellness in the year budget, but the budget has gone up 137%, but no single rupee is allocated to the AIIMS. Sir, Deputy Chairman, sir, the Railway Minister announced new railway zone in Vizag in 2019 in pursuance of the provisions of the AP Reorganization Act. But no funds are allocated till now. No territorial jurisdiction has been finalized. But the people of AP also perplexed as to why the funds have not been allocated. Kindly do justice with regard to that. I myself have been raising this issue since 2018, sir. So, sir, the cabinet decision, the central government cabinet has taken to privatize RINL, that is Vizag Steel Plant, has really shaken the entire AP. The people, the trade unions, the public representatives, families and workers, all walks of life are on roads to protest against the move of the government of India with regard to the disinvestment of RINL. The Honorable Minister should understand that the result of huge sacrifices made by the people of AP, and also a large battle has gone under the leadership of that then opposition leader, late Tharmila Nagireddy, and 63 people's representatives, MLAs, had resigned from that at that time for the purpose of Visakhapatnam steel plants. It was in profit still recently, but it was forced to take loan more than 22 crores from the market at 14% rate, which is exorbitant, since there was no captive mines was allocated. If the captive mines is allocated, the Visakhapatnam steel plant will run smoothly without any debts or loss. Finally, the Andhra Pradesh, the state of financial status of Andhra Pradesh in mess. As per the budget figures, the government of AP has taken loans 63,000 crores in 2019-20. As per COG report, the government of AP has taken loan of 73,811 crores in 2021 up to January 2020 against the target of 48,295 crores. And as per the statement of Andhra Pradesh Finance Minister, the government of AP is going to take loans to the tune of 2 lakh crores. And if you look at the gross debt of AP as per COG, it is at staggering 3.73 lakh crores. This clearly indicates where the state is going on and the present government taking state finances too. Sir, after looking all this, it reminds me to Telugu movie that is called as Appu Chesi Pappu Kodu. It means living off with debts. So this precisely the reasons why come to the rescue of AP, otherwise it will be doomed and ruined. Sir, the central government has granted several funds on several schemes to the state of Andhra Pradesh, including for construction of houses under NREGA.
Honourable Member.
And also, 1 minute, Chairman, sir, Vice Chairman. NREGA and also urban housing scheme. Several lakhs of houses are constructed by earlier government. Now the houses has not been delivered to the respective beneficiaries. Similarly, the funds which were allocated and received by the central government schemes are diverted to very other schemes, state government welfare schemes, and they are branding as if that they are giving to the public. So these issues are to be addressed, and the Honorable Prime Minister kindly make note of it and instruct the state government. The funds which were utilized for other purposes can be diverted, and so many funds which were under beneficiaries has not given. Similarly, NREGA funds have not been released to the released. I request this finance minister to see that the funds which were already released to the state government may be released to the concerned persons. Whichever works are completed prior to June 2019.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Member Dr. Ashok Bajpai ji.